In the summer of 2026, a programming language named Mojo reached a milestone that its creators had pursued for nearly 4 years. On the 11th of August, Modular, the company behind Mojo, announced version 1.0. 7 days later, on the 18th of August, the entire language, including its compiler and toolchain, was made fully open source under the Apache 2.0 license. This was not merely a routine software update. It was the culmination of a quiet, persistent effort to solve one of the most intractable problems in modern computing: the widening chasm between the ease of writing software and the speed at which it can run. Mojo is a programming language designed to be a superset of Python. This means that any valid Python code is, in theory, valid Mojo code. For the millions of developers who have learned Python's clean, readable syntax, this offers a familiar entry point. Yet beneath this familiar surface lies a different machine entirely. Mojo is engineered to deliver the blistering performance of systems languages like C++ and Rust, particularly on the specialized hardware that powers artificial intelligence, such as graphics processing units and tensor processing units. It is an attempt to bridge two worlds that have grown increasingly distant: the world of rapid prototyping and the world of production-scale efficiency. The architect of this ambitious project is Chris Lattner, a name that carries significant weight in the world of compiler technology. Lattner is the creator of the LLVM Compiler Infrastructure Project, a foundational piece of technology that underpins countless programming languages and systems. He also created the Swift programming language during his time at Apple. After a career that included stints at Tesla and Google, Lattner, along with Tim Davis, a former Google engineer, founded Modular in Silicon Valley in 2022. Their stated motivation was a deep frustration with the fragmented infrastructure of the AI industry. They saw a world where software was written in one language, optimized for one type of chip, and then painstakingly rewritten for another. Mojo was their answer to this fragmentation. The technology at the heart of Mojo is not simply a faster interpreter for Python code. It is built from the ground up on a compiler framework called MLIR, which stands for Multi-Level Intermediate Representation. MLIR was also created by Chris Lattner and his team, and it represents a significant evolution from LLVM. Where LLVM is a powerful tool for optimizing code for central processing units, MLIR is designed for the heterogeneous world of modern computing, a world filled with CPUs, GPUs, and other specialized accelerators. Mojo leverages MLIR to perform deep optimizations at multiple levels of abstraction, from high-level algorithmic transformations down to the specific machine code instructions for a particular piece of hardware. This allows a single Mojo program to be compiled to run efficiently across a wide range of devices. The performance claims associated with Mojo have been a source of both excitement and skepticism. In its early days, Modular touted speedups of up to 68,000 times over Python for certain workloads. While such headline-grabbing numbers were often dependent on specific, highly optimized benchmarks, they pointed to a fundamental truth. Mojo was designed to eliminate the performance tax that Python developers typically pay. By introducing features like static typing, a borrow checker for memory safety inspired by Rust, and compile-time metaprogramming, Mojo allows developers to write code that is both safe and extremely fast. For a real-world task, like processing a JSON pipeline, Mojo was measured to be approximately 4 times faster than Python. For computationally intensive workloads like matrix multiplication, the heart of many AI algorithms, performance gains could be orders of magnitude higher. The impact of Mojo, however, extends far beyond synthetic benchmarks. It has the potential to reshape the economics and culture of the AI industry. For years, the dominant language for AI research has been Python, and the dominant platform for high-performance AI computing has been NVIDIA's CUDA ecosystem. This has created a de facto standard that, while powerful, has also led to a form of vendor lock-in. Developers writing high-performance code often find themselves writing in a combination of Python for the high-level logic and C++ or CUDA for the low-level, performance-critical kernels. This is a complex and error-prone process that requires a deep understanding of both the algorithm and the underlying hardware. Mojo offers a unified alternative. It promises to let developers write all of their code in one language, one that is as easy to read as Python, but compiles to code that can compete with hand-tuned CUDA. This is a prospect that has attracted interest from a wide array of organizations. Modular itself uses Mojo as the foundation for its Max platform and modular cloud services. Beyond its parent company, Mojo has found users in research institutions like the Oak Ridge National Laboratory, which has published peer-reviewed studies evaluating its performance on scientific computing workloads. In the commercial sphere, companies building AI infrastructure and applications have begun to experiment with and adopt Mojo. The platform supports a growing list of hardware, including CPUs, NVIDIA and AMD GPUs, Apple Silicon, Google TPUs, and Amazon's AWS Trainium chips. This broad support is a testament to Mojo's core design philosophy, to be a single, open software platform for a heterogeneous computing world. The journey of Mojo from a 2023 announcement to a fully open-source language in 2026 has been marked by significant financial milestones, culminating in a major corporate acquisition. In September of 2025, Modular raised $250 million in a funding round that valued the company at $1.6 billion. This brought its total capital raise to $380 million. The investors included prominent firms such as DFJ Growth, General Catalyst, Google Ventures, and Greylock Partners. Then, in June of 2026, Qualcomm, the multinational semiconductor giant, announced it was acquiring Modular for nearly $4 billion. The acquisition was a clear signal of Qualcomm's ambition to become a major player in the AI infrastructure market, challenging the dominance of NVIDIA. The deal, which included a $300 million payment to Modular employees, was a staggering validation of the company's technology and vision. This acquisition, however, immediately introduced a layer of tension into Mojo's story. The core controversy surrounding Mojo is not about its technical merits, which are considerable, but about its governance, its promises, and its future direction. This tension can be examined through legal, financial, political, and technical lenses. From a legal and licensing perspective, the move to open-source Mojo under the Apache 2.0 license was a crucial step to quell community concerns. The Apache license is considered permissive and is a gold standard for programming languages because it allows for broad use in both open source and commercial applications. However, the path to this point was not straightforward. For years, Mojo was developed with an open community but a closed compiler. This created a situation where developers could see and contribute to the standard library, but could not see or modify the core toolchain that turned their code into machine instructions. This lack of transparency was a source of significant friction and distrust within the developer community. The 2024 open sourcing of the standard library and the 2025 release of hundreds of thousands of lines of kernel code were incremental steps that culminated in the full release of the compiler in August 2026. Even with this full release, the company has stated that it will not immediately accept community contributions to the compiler itself, with plans to open that process by the end of 2026. This careful, staged approach, while understandable from a project management perspective, has been perceived by some as a lack of commitment to true open-source governance. The financial controversy is inextricably linked to the Qualcomm acquisition. The very act of being bought by a hardware giant like Qualcomm raised immediate questions about Mojo's future neutrality. The core value proposition of Mojo is its hardware agnosticism. It is designed to run well on chips from NVIDIA, AMD, and others, not just Qualcomm's own silicon. The fear among some developers and industry observers was that Qualcomm, having paid nearly $4 billion, would naturally prioritize its own hardware roadmaps. Would Mojo become a tool to lock developers into the Qualcomm ecosystem, effectively becoming a proprietary Qualcomm language rather than a general-purpose open language? This fear was compounded by the fact that Mojo had already undergone a shift in its own marketing language. It was initially pitched as a Python superset, which implied complete compatibility. Over time, this was refined to Python interoperability, a more limited claim that acknowledged the practical challenges of maintaining perfect compatibility with a rapidly evolving language like Python. This shift had already eroded some trust. The acquisition by a chip company threatened to erode it further. The political dimension of this controversy touches on the broader struggle for dominance in the AI industry. The AI software stack is currently dominated by NVIDIA's CUDA platform. This gives NVIDIA enormous power and influence. Qualcomm's acquisition of Modular is a direct challenge to that dominance. It is a political and strategic move to create an alternative, open platform that could weaken NVIDIA's grip on the market. Qualcomm CEO, Cristiano Amon, has publicly stated that a horizontal platform is the future of AI. By acquiring Modular, Qualcomm is attempting to build that platform. This places Mojo at the center of a geopolitical and industrial struggle, a tool for one of the world's largest chip makers to compete with another. The promise of an open, neutral platform is now entangled with the commercial and political ambitions of a major corporation. The technical controversy is perhaps the most fundamental. It revolves around the question of whether Mojo can truly deliver on its promises. The performance benchmarks, while impressive, are often for specific, highly optimized kernels. Critics point out that for many real-world tasks, the performance gains are more modest. There are also technical trade-offs. The borrow checker, which ensures memory safety, adds a layer of complexity that can be challenging for developers accustomed to Python's dynamic, forgiving nature. Some developers have reported that the development experience can be frustrating, with a lack of documentation, confusing error messages, and a limited ecosystem of libraries compared to the vast Python ecosystem. Furthermore, the deep integration with MLIR, while powerful, also makes the compiler infrastructure incredibly complex. The promise of a Python superset runs into the practical reality that Python's dynamic features are often at odds with the static compilation needed for high performance. The language must carefully navigate this tension, and the compromises required have been a source of debate within the community. Despite these controversies, the practical and cultural impact of Mojo is already being felt. It has been adopted by a range of organizations, both well-known and lesser-known. The Chinese AI company Minimax has been a flagship customer for Modular Cloud. The open-source community has also embraced Mojo, with over 19,000 developers actively discussing it on platforms like Discord and GitHub shortly after its initial launch. The language has its own growing ecosystem of libraries and tools, and its presence at academic conferences like SC25, where researchers presented peer-reviewed papers on its performance, signals its growing legitimacy in the scientific computing community. The collaboration with Microsoft to bring native Windows support to Mojo is another significant step, opening the language up to the millions of developers who work on that platform. The comparison to other technologies helps to clarify Mojo's unique position. Its closest competitors are not other programming languages in the traditional sense, but rather other approaches to the same problem. One could compare it to the CUDA platform itself. CUDA is a mature, battle-tested ecosystem with an enormous library of optimized code. However, it is also proprietary and largely tied to NVIDIA hardware. Mojo offers a performance-portable alternative, allowing the same code to run on different hardware with high efficiency. Another comparison is to the Julia language, which is also designed for high-performance scientific and numerical computing. Julia is a mature language with a strong focus on scientific computing, but its syntax is distinct from Python, creating a steeper learning curve for the vast Python developer base. Mojo's decision to be a superset of Python is a deliberate attempt to lower this barrier. There are also lesser-known facts that add texture to the narrative. The very name, Mojo, was chosen to evoke a sense of power and magic, a quality that its creators hoped would attract developers. The project's development has been remarkably transparent in some ways, with Chris Lattner himself frequently engaging in technical discussions and defending the language's design decisions on public forums. The open sourcing of the compiler on the 18th of August 2026 came just 3 weeks after Qualcomm officially closed its acquisition of Modular. This rapid move to open source, despite the fears of the community, was a significant statement of intent. It suggested that Qualcomm, at least for the moment, was committed to the open-source ethos that had been a core part of Mojo's identity from the beginning. The broader impact of Mojo on humans, society, and the world is still unfolding, but its potential is immense. By making high-performance computing more accessible, it could democratize AI development. Today, building a large-scale AI model often requires a team of engineers with deep expertise in both machine learning and systems programming. Mojo could lower this barrier, allowing more researchers and developers to participate in the creation of advanced AI systems. This could accelerate the pace of innovation in fields ranging from medicine to climate science. It could also lead to more efficient AI systems, reducing the enormous energy consumption associated with training and running large models. By enabling code to run efficiently on a wider range of hardware, it could also reduce the reliance on a single, dominant chip supplier, fostering a more competitive and resilient AI industry. Yet the future is not without its shadows. The consolidation of the AI industry into the hands of a few powerful corporations is a source of deep concern. The acquisition of Modular by Qualcomm, while potentially beneficial for the language's resources and reach, is a reminder of this trend. The question of whether Mojo will remain a truly open and neutral platform or become a tool for Qualcomm's commercial ambitions is unresolved. Its fate will be determined by the ongoing interplay between its corporate owners, its open-source community, and the broader forces of the technology industry. The story of Mojo is a story about the immense power of software to shape the future, and the equally immense challenges of keeping that power accessible and open to all.